we can capture all unmatched records over there. So that is where we need to think of getting into one more target. Let's say again, one more sequential file where we are going to capture unmatched records, which means the records which did not match first filter condition and second filter condition. Yeah? Now let us go to this particular filter stage and start getting this what you call rejected part configured. Yeah? So here we need to enable output rejection to true so that we could able to capture rejected records in another link which we call reject link. Remember, so far we focused on normal output links. So this is what we call reject link. Right click on this link and say convert to reject. Can you see here? So which means what? Here 5 rows, here 2 rows, 7 rows. We have 10 rows, right? So rest of the 3 rows will be transferred to this particular target, which is sequential file. Let us start specifying that particular file over here, C colon output, yeah, and then seq underscore reject, yeah, dot txt, right? So which is what you can see here, right? That's it. So seq reject file should contain what? You will have 3 rows which are not matched with these 2 filter conditions. That's it. Now compile this and run it. Close and get it executed. Fine. So this is what you can see after running this. Can you see here in statistics? There are 3 rows here. Here 2, 5. Here 5. So 5 plus 5 is what? Total 10 rows. Now we captured all the records. Where do you see the output? We can go to output folder where we could able to see all the records in this particular data file, which is what? 3 rows, which did not satisfy both the filter conditions, because 1 is less than 5, right? Yes or no? 1 is less than 5, where you will get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Other is what? Greater than 7, where you will see 8 and 9. Yeah? And then other records like we have what you call, which is 5, 6, 7, which did not satisfy those conditions. That is what you call rejected concept will be used in order to take care of what you call capturing rejected records which did not satisfy what you call those 2 filter conditions. So which is what we have seen just now, right? Any questions over here? Now, if there are no questions, now let us move on to what we call next stage, which we call switch stage. Yeah? So here, before I get there, remember, how do we know that first filter data will be sent to first output link? To answer that, we need to use what we call link ordering. Look at here. We have what we call one link here, second link here, and third link here. Yeah. So first link data will be sent to this guy, second link data will be sent to this guy, and third link data will be sent to this guy. Yeah. So it is based on the link name here, link 5, link 6, and what I call link 8, right? So which means what? Rejected records will be sent to link 8. So you will have the link name here. Can you see here? Link 8. Similarly, link 5. Remember, so we need to think of what we call like a what kind of or what link we are using here. So first condition data will be sent to this guy, remember, which means we should not trust like what you call this link. Okay, first link means what? First filter condition. No. That we need to obtain it from where? From the filter condition link ordering tab. That is the right way what you call to get what you call the right link output over here. Yeah. So that's one part which I missed it, so I covered that now. Yeah. So this is how we can use filter stage in order to what I call limit the number of rows, so that we can transfer what I call the conditional satisfied data, to respect to target, which is what we have discussed so far. Yeah. Now, once we know that, next step is going to be what? We need to start getting into optimal way to make use of this particular stage, which is what we call filter stage. So that is going to be what? Switch stage. So that's what we need to think of. Yeah. Now, let us start getting into that. Yeah. So let us build a new job. So which means here in C programming or any other programming language, right? If we use simple if-else condition, which will take longer time than compared to what we call normal switch. Yes or no? So which means in case of filter, though the condition gets satisfied, but still it is going to execute other condition. But in case of switch, it is not the case. As and when the condition is going to get satisfied, it is going to break it over there. So we are going to save time with respect to what is execution of multiple blocks, which we call if-else blocks. So that's where optimal version of this particular filter stage is going to be what? Switch stage. Yeah? That's what we are going to do now. So let us take what we call row generator, which is what we call data from the source, let us say, and start getting into what we call switch stage under processing category. Yeah? So I'm mixing source, processing, and what we call target. Yeah? So that you will have what we call complete coverage: source, processing, and target. So every job will try to follow that, so that ETL will be covered. E means extract, T means transfer, L means load. ETL, every job we do what? ETL operation. Yeah? That's what we do in Datastage, right? So now target, let us say we use sequential file. Yeah? Now let us connect this row gen to switch and switch to what we call sequential file. Yeah? Now let us define what we call, or let us configure the properties for row generator. Go to columns and define column names. Yeah? Let us say C1 or whatever. I'm just taking simple example. So as we go on, we'll focus on complex ones so that you guys will understand better. Now, just to start with, it's better to focus on basic ones. Yeah? Now, let us try to build or configure switch stage. So here in switch stage, what we could do here is we can start building what we call case blocks. Yeah? Like we have what we call, we can select any column. Yeah? Let me put one example here. Now from the programming perspective, you guys would have seen like in any programming, you'll have what you call case, what you call with the column name. Let's say case 1, and perform some logic here and then break, right? And then similarly, you'll have what you call case 2, perform some logic 2, and then followed by break. Then followed by what you call case default, default case block, where you perform what you call common or default logic, and then what you call break. So which means what? If none of the cases are going to get satisfied, control will enter into this particular block, which we call default case block. So the logic of what we have in this particular default case block would get executed. But if this guy is going to get satisfied, this will be executed. So control comes out from this block. So which means outer layer will have what we call switch, which is what we call switch stage. Switch column name, and if the column 1 value is equal to 1, first case block, and column 1 equal to 2, which is this second case block. If this is satisfied, then immediately it will come out from that what we call switch case or switch block. So it doesn't need to execute what we call other blocks. And that's why we call this switch stage is what I call optimal version of filter stage. So which is what you can see as part of this particular data stage. So once we start getting to that, let us start talking about other, like how to configure this switch stage, which we are going to talk about. So we need to select any column like a C1 or whatever, and then start defining case values. Let's say case 1 or case 2, which means what? If the input data for column 1 contains case 2, then we can send output of that case 2 to what we call sequential file, which is what is going to happen. So likewise, you can build any number of cases. Let us start building one by one. C colon output and switch underscore 1 dot txt. I just kept oh, what happened? Oh, what happened here? C colon output slash switch underscore 1 dot txt. So let us say we just gave switch underscore 1 dot txt. So which means we have defined only one case block, right? So if you have one output link, that is fine. If you have more case block, then we can have multiple output links. Can you see here? In options, if not found is equal to, there are three options here. One is what we call fail, second is what we call drop, third is what we call output. So what do they do? That's what we need to discuss now. So here what happens here is we need to start getting into what that is a one by one. Drop option means what? Only matching records will be transferred to a target. I repeat, drop option in switch stage will be used to capture only matching records to a target. So other options I'll explain one by one with examples. So for now, we focused only on drop option, using which we can capture only what matching records which means if the input data contains value 2, only the records which satisfies that particular condition will be transferred to a target, which is what you will see as part of this particular. So there is one what I call output link, right? So I just gave one, save it. The job name can be anything. Only thing is if you specify meaningful names, then it's easy for what I call you guys to understand later on. So this is how we can build what I call a switch stage. Any questions here? So we can start building what I call this configuration, switch configuration, simple way. Yeah. Once you configure this, so once you configure this, then we can start what I call getting this compiled and executed so that data will be transferred to a target based on the condition, which is what case equal to 2 should get satisfied. Yeah. Let us compile and run this. Yeah. Close and run this. Yeah. So it's running. Let it get executed. Yeah, let us go to output, which is what we gave file name, right? Let's go to that file and look at the output. SEQ underscore, this one, right? So we can open this particular file. Yeah. Wow, what is this file name? Yeah, can you see here? There's only one value which got transferred, which is what? Only 2. So this record, only one record where there is a value 2. So that is why only that got transferred. Yeah? So we can see the status in this particular director log. Yeah? So go to what you call view status, click on this button. Can you see here? View status button, and start what you call selection of this particular job, the first one, right? Row gen switch, and right click on this particular job and say view log. You know? So now we could able to see the status. Yeah? So that's it. Now if you go look at here, status returns OK, which means what? Job has been completed successfully. Remember. So this should be OK. If it is anything other than OK, which means what? There is something wrong. So we need to look at why it went wrong. Yeah. We'll see those examples also. Yeah? So this is how we can build n number of what we call case blocks and start capturing corresponding output in respect to targets. Yeah? So now let us start getting into what we call adding more what we call case blocks. So far we focused only one, right? Let us add what we call more case blocks. Yeah? Let's switch and cases 2. Yeah? So we are going to add one more case. Yeah? For that, go to what I call user define and then click on case and specify one more case value. That's all. Let's say sub 5. So which means if the input data contains 5, then data would get transferred to a target wherever there is what I call 5, or else data would not get transferred. Yeah, that's all. Now we need to build what I call output links over here. Here we have only one output link, right? So we need to add one more output link for what I call switch case. If you don't do that, you'll get error. For example, let us see the error. After that, we'll configure or we'll fix that error. So now we are trying to what we call compile. Can you see here? Job successfully compiled with no errors. What is that? Yeah, we have what we call two cases. If not found, we selected, right? So it has been compiled successfully with no errors. So if you want to capture what we call second case block output, then what we need to do here is we need to use one more target which we call a sequential file or some other target database or whatever. Let us start providing the file name here. Yeah, switch2.txt. Yeah, and then save it. Yeah, compile and run. Yeah, can you see it? One row got transferred to first output link, one row got transferred to second output link. Yeah? Because there is only one row in source. If you have more than that, that many number of rows will be transferred. So system will contain value 5 because there is a value 5 in source, right? Can you see here? So that is what happens, what we call in switch case, which means depending upon the number of case blocks that we are going to build, you will get appropriate number of records which will be transferred based on each case block. Now let us start what we call thinking of using other options of switch, which we call fail and continue, which we have not discussed, right? Let us start discuss on those. Let us say fail option. So fail option in switch stage will be used for what? In case if one of the record is not going to satisfy with this case block, right? Case blocks, job would get failed. I repeat, we define case 2 and case 5, right? So, but input data might contain other than these values also, right? In case if we have that, which means other than values 2 and 5, then what happens? Those records will be what I call, will be dropped off as per the current configuration. But if we say fail, which means if not found is equal to fail, which means if one of the record is not going to get satisfied with this particular case blocks, then what happens is job is going to get failed. That is what would happen with what we call switch case. Now let us save it and get it executed so that we could able to see the result now. Now compile and start getting this particular job executed. Close it and run this particular job. So this is how what we can make the job to get failed by using fail. Based on what? Based on source system data, which means if one of the record is not going to get matched with switch cases, then job is going to get failed. Now can you see here, a red line with arrow indicates what? Failed. So which is what you can also see in director log also. Let us open that particular job in order to view the status of that particular job. Can you see here? Final status is what? Aborted. Why it is aborted? You can go to the log and see the reason why it got aborted. Can you see here? Now we have what we call value is not specified in a case option, which means what?